One more thing I forgot to add, that with the attack by my brother on my birthday, or for my birthday, my brother has become Judas. So put that in the context. Brother betraying his brother. The birthright blessing son betrayed by Judas. Even though he's the son of Judith. Travis Wayne Goodsell. So I did wake up 2 hours later at 3:30, and recognizing the time, I had been tempted to go on 2 hours of sleep for the whole day, to treat it as a normal day, because that would be the perfect time for me to get up and go for my run, and then do the grocery runs before coming back and going about my day. But I knew, as I've experienced this the last several days, for about a week now, that I would collapse from exhaustion, and would miss on the Amazon orders that are coming today. And the Amazon orders are necessary because of, well, it's not just Amazon, there's other orders, but Amazon was where I ordered them from. Because I am in this apartment, brand new. And despite getting this apartment because I made the women at the shelter keep their promise to pay for it, because it is expensive to move into a house, let alone move from a previous location, which I had the storage unit. And that's right, yeah, I have over 1,000 views of that 1-star rating for them online. They did not respond like T-Women, who responded after I gave them a 4 or 5-star rating, whatever the highest one is, for their service for me on that day. But it is expensive. And as homeless, impoverished people, we can't just get a job and get out and get our own place to live. Yeah, that's the reason why we need charity, because our government has failed to regulate business. And in here in Utah, it's the church that the government fails to regulate, as the church controls the government. And so my brother attacked me on my birthday. What an ass. I told you he was an ass. I told you. And that's the video, one of the videos he's complaining about, is where I told you he will be a Nazi when the church takes over their millennial kingdom of Zion. That part was left out. Purposely removing context to accuse me of. Can't do that. Especially as a lawyer, you have to present all the evidence, even if it incriminates your own client, regardless of whether you're the plaintiff or the defense attorneys. But, yeah, when you're a Mormon, rules get thrown out when the church is involved. But we are entering into Handmaid's Tale territory here in Utah. I have intended for another video in an ever-increasing pile that I'm not getting to because of all these interruptions, that Governor Cox ended abortion clinics in Utah. It's officially over. The church is setting up to restore their adoption agency that they canceled because of gay marriage laws. And so that's human trafficking that the church was involved in. When you pressure and threaten girls with eternal damnation to have the baby, whether it was a love child or a rape case, because the government was pressured by the church to miseducate the public in sex education, you get a whole bunch of atrocities and horrors that are coming. And I warned you, this is the last year of the latter days. This is what I've been doing my channel for all these years. This is what I knew was coming, even though I didn't know it was the church necessarily in the beginning. But these are it. All of the prophecies of the Jews are happening because the enemy are purposely making them happen. Because they know Jesus is a fraud. He's not coming, guys. Sorry, they're purposely going to destroy Christianity. Sorry to be a spoiler alert for that one, but you should have done your study. All of Christianity knows Constantine's their founder, and yet they're still in denial that Jesus can somehow exist, as Constantine says he did, as a supernatural non-existent entity. And I'm in desperate need of a haircut because I'm getting wings, and I don't even drink Red Bull. Mountain Dew, but under these conditions, with the initial money I was given for food, no, I'm able to drink the cran raspberry juice. That is awesome stuff, and has healed my body from the poisons of the shelter. Dear God. So yeah, there's something very healthy about real, not cocktail, real 100% juice, fruit juice. But yeah, I warned you that my brother, because he's stupid, because he refuses to do his research on the church and find things out, totally believes and has faith in the church and will do anything and everything necessary, as he has demonstrated, to protect and defend the church. And thus act exactly like a Nazi. He will be the top militant informer for the church to round everybody up who's disobedient, as he's started with me. And so yes, I know my brother, and my brother proved I'm correct. So he can't claim that I'm defaming him with that statement, since he's pulling this stunt. You know, it's just stupid. Mormons are stupid. The church, stupid. When I make an accurate accusation, they go into denial and provide further evidence that they're guilty. Because if they were truly innocent, they wouldn't act guilty. This is a common human behavior pattern that is predictable. And I don't even have to make a self-fulfilling prophecy category box for Mormons to self-fulfill it with, like a psychologist does, or a bully does. The church are the bullies. Mormons are the bullies, weaponized by the church. So, we are in for some dark times ahead. And technically, I should be putting out the call. But I did a video a while back where I realized that the Scottish Rites descendants have seemingly overcome all of the York Rite patriots. Yeah, is there no help for the widow's son? There's a reason why, as I've been doing the videos on Freemasonry in the early church, why they keep the bloodline a secret. If there are any out there still remaining, I just gave you the call for help. This is what you've been protecting. This is what you've been keeping a secret. This is what you are supposed to rise up in defense of. And I just gave you the call for help. And so we will soon see if this is the case, or if it is truly all hopeless and lost. Because the war has already begun, just as Putin has already been fighting us. We're already at war with Russia, but America keeps like, oh, a little bug is bugging us. No, he's not just bugging us. He's been doing hacks. And yes, occasionally America would fight back with a hack of their own to attack those who are hacking us. But, like Cozy Bear. They actually named themselves Cozy Bear. Hilarious. But we're at war with Russia. And we're just not following through. We're allowing them to continue to war against us and to war against Ukraine and bully others and threaten others and falsely incarcerate others, their political opponents. And we're not doing what's necessary to end this war. And likewise with the church. They've been at war with me. And I'm all by myself. The church is the great and abominable church. They've lied to us. They need to be stopped. But their numbers are great. So that's why I'm worried that all hope is lost. Joseph Smith warned about this. That at his coming, the earth will be utterly wasted. Mormons utterly destroyed. And, as I've gone over with you, that is their plot, to destroy the Christian Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and rise up in the millennium with the Church of Lucifer. And Mormons are going to be in for a shock unless they've already known and are complicit with the church in this. And you have to be a patriarchal descendant of the Danites, apparently, because women get kept out of the loop. Because remember, they're sexist and racist, but sexist in this particular case. And so yes, if you're black, yeah, you too are going to be kicked out, locked up, murdered, because you're not of the white master race. They allow you now because of the agreement that they made with the government in 1978 to end and repeal the Edmunds-Tucker Act. They won't tell you that. But like I tell you, with researching history, not just for the church, but all history, because you don't focus on church history events when there are other American history events and other world events that are going on contemporaneously. You need to check every source for confirmation. Thus, Albert Pike, not Mormon, not even in America, I believe. I believe he's in Europe. is confirming that Brigham Young is the fulfillment of their plot to destroy the world and the United States with the Third World War, the end of Christianity. And so likewise, Joseph Smith Sr. at Canandaigua, New York on 9/11/1826. He was helping William Morgan with the book. The book became the Book of Mormon because of what happened. The Illuminati infiltrated the Scottish Rites. And I even sent an email link, or an email with a link to President George Washington, who had received notification about the threat of the Illuminati. And he confirmed that they are a threat. Maybe I'll put it in this video, if I can remember. But we need to get to the topic at hand. But the two seemingly separated events occurred in the same location at the same time. And that's what I tell you, and why I tell you to do your research. Separate file for people, places, events, and dates, so that when you see the same thing occur with different people, you can make the connection, and then you can run tests. So that's why the Book of Mormon starts in the latter days, 23rd September 2017. That's the date Lehi sees in his sign in the heavens dream. It's the same date for the ministry beginning of Jesus, in what was culturally appropriated by Christians from the Jews as the start of the latter days, now called the Gospels. And so I've told you over and over and over again, March 17th, 1970 is the date for the Jewish Christ of Mormons. Joseph Smith said in 103:16 that our Christ is Mormon, will be a Mormon. Joseph Smith is the founding Christ of Mormonism. Cornerstone, capstone, Mormon. This is the Jewish prophecy, Deuteronomy 18:15-19, from Joseph Smith History, Second Vision, the one that's now in the bicentennial year, the days shall burn as an oven, who Joseph Smith said is our Christ. You got to study. You can't trust the church. They lie. And so, there are numerous prophecies for March 17th being the date. Julian calendar for December 25th. Yeah, it's not December 25th in the Gregorian calendar, guys. It's March 17th. That's the actual birthday. Jubilee year. We know the year is 1970 for his birth, because 50 years is the Jubilee in Hebrew. That is the year of the Exodus, 2020, his 50th year, when he turns 50. Thus, 1970 is when he's born. And then there's some even Chinese prophecies that correspond with this. It's the year of the dog in 1970, as the dog star is him in Egyptian, Horus. The Relief Society. See, even Joseph Smith knew this. After becoming a Master Mason yesterday, 2 days ago, on the 15th. It's been 2 days? My God. Joseph Smith established the women's priesthood. with offices. He let them organize it and design it how they wanted it to be run. But fully operational, exactly like the men's priesthood. The church won't let you know this. It's in the Joseph Smith papers. Oakes is exposed as being not only a liar, but a fraud, claiming God does not allow this. He allowed it under Joseph Smith. Oh, right. It's not Joseph Smith's church, is it? It's a great and abominable church. That's why. So interestingly, the 23rd of September 2017 was when the Relief Society was part of General Conference, with the brand new Relief Society president from the April conference over her first conference, in which she was previously the primary president over children, and now she's the women's president over women who've had children. See that little coincidence? All accompanied with a sign in the heavens. And also with Brigham Young, falsely accusing Thomas B. Marsh, having the Danites kick him out with the threat of death. And he wanted no part of it. And so Brigham Young usurped the presidency of his 12, and then took upon himself the authority he did not have to send Thomas B. Marsh a letter saying, show up on 17th of March, 1839, for your excommunication proceedings. Joseph Smith was in Liberty Jail. All of the time we are told that Joseph Smith was the one who finally denounced Thomas B. Marsh to keep him excommunicated, because it had gone all the way up. He's defending his wife's honor over milk, spilled milk. It's all a lie from the Danites. Joseph Smith was in Liberty Jail. He didn't do any of that. So we know they're lying about it. And yet the prophets get up and lie to us. The presidents of the church lie to us. Nelson gets up, lies to us about the name of the church being Jesus. Lies, lies, lies. And so, Deuteronomy 19, following Deuteronomy 18, the false prophet. When you falsely accuse someone, that false accuser needs to be punished in accordance with the penalty for the accusation that he's accusing falsely. So if you accuse somebody of murder and it was wrong, you get punished for murder. For theft, you get punished for theft. See the pattern? That's the law of Moses. God follows this pattern. And so thus, because Brigham Young usurped the presidency with the coup of the church, while Joseph Smith got framed and locked up in Liberty Jail, he used authority he did not have to excommunicate Thomas B. Marsh. And so his replacement, as he took over the presidency of the whole church after Joseph Smith's assassination, is now going to be born on the 17th of March. See how that works? That's also the scripture justification for Nephi slaying Laban. But they don't mention that. Joseph Smith Sr. does not mention that in his rewrite of the 116 pages. And then St. Patrick's Day. It's his death day, because the Christ who is to be born is for the latter days the death of the great and abominable church and the birth of the millennial kingdom. And these Druids are the ancestors of this future descendant who would be born on March 17th, the sun god. And thus the battle between the serpents. As the serpents were already gone from Ireland, they were purposely writing prophecy using St. Patrick. And then the Catholic Church said, hey, wow, he did a lot of great stuff. Let's canonize him. Make him a saint. Gotcha. And then the scripture that I just found not too long ago. See, Matthew 24 says, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the second coming, which are the latter days. Not the second coming. It's the first coming. To restore the church. And says that the Ark of the Covenant, or the Ark of the, the Ark of the Covenant, it's a type and shadow symbol of the same thing. The Ark of Noah lands on the top of the mountain, the capstone, Utah, the start of the ministry, but gives the date of the 17th of March. It's in the Jewish calendar system under the Babylonian rule, but nonetheless, the conversion is March 17th. Hilarious. So Genesis 8 verse 4 for that one. And so, yes, Mormons, I told you, get your checklist out. You're supposed to be searching for your Christ. And yes, it's my birthday today. So for me, you're checking, right? You need to make sure it's me. You put a check. I had a birthday on the prophesied date for your Christ. Now you go on to the next prophecy. Is my last name Goodsell from the Druids who gave the prophecy of St. Patrick? Yes, I am their descendant, and sun god is the meaning of Goodsell, God soul, God of the sun. Check. And you keep going. And I've been helping you. But you're not doing it because you refuse to let Jesus go. Let the Christ and let go. Right? So cut it out. So I have no idea when UPS is going to get here. I don't know their schedule for this area. I knew it for West Valley. It was between 11 to noon, and usually by 11:30. But it's a whole new ball game here. But I know the postman now. I know when they come by.